that possibly didn't get adequate nutrition through its growing life, but still a saleable kind of a product, but probably used for seed or feed or livestock feed. Yeah, definitely not for brewing. With that said, then nobody needs to criticize this condition any more than that. So now you get to what's your placing going to be.
So my placing would be in the order of 3, 4, 2, 1.
Now, and your reasons, they should say something. Number 3 is the absolute best in the sample today because it was free from any kind of weed seeds, like in the bottom 3. The only thing wrong was this was it had some dirt clods in it, which are easily removed, and this will have probably the least amount of problems being sold on the market today. When we go to the second place plate, we have a bit of an issue because it has another crop in it. It's free from any kind of weeds, but the crop in it is oats, and that in itself will reproduce itself out in the field and might give it a few problems, but for the most part you can sort that out as well, and that's why it's at second place. It's a little bit cleaner than number 3, but because it has a crop seed in it, we have to place it in second. When we move to our third position today, you'll notice that this one is also very clean, but if you look really hard, you'll be able to see some weed seeds in it. The weed seeds that we have in this are actually 2. We have purslane and we also have fillory. Both are really common weeds. If we only had one common weed in here, it probably would have been in our second position today. But because it has 2 common weed seeds, and number 4 only has a common or another crop, we have to put it below number 4. That's why number 2 is in third place today. And then lastly, even though it's a common weed, it's a real problem for our industry because if you allow wild oats to grow in a field along with barley, and then we harvest it and then we have to plant it back out, it could propagate even more wild oats. This is a real problem because of the mechanical damage it can do in jaws and ears and eyes, and that's a problem we have in the industry, especially in livestock. So for these reasons, I place this class of barley 3, 4, 2, and 1. So you try to get them to identify. There's first level here. First level is to identify everything that's in the plate. Second level is they can place it according to what each of the things that are in it are. So if they can just give you a set of reasons like this, I put number 3 is in first place because it was free from all weeds. Boom. And they just say, okay, this is what's in plate, the first place, this is in second place, this is in third place. If you can just get them that level, the first year, that'll be good.
Placing them in order of... So
in
the
other
first
words,
level is everything in the plate. The second level is what?
Second level is, all right, now that they know everything that's in the plate, now place it.
According to
what's in each plate. Now, that's not reasons, that's identification. So the next level is, all right, now start applying reason to it. If it has this, then why does that make that first? If it has this, why? Not just because that was there, but what does that there mean in terms of the quality of that plate?
And then maybe even if you had 3 different samples, you would talk about the plumpness, if you had another sample.
And I used to, and I don't do it as much as I used to. I did candy for a while. I just brought in candy, and we would place candy bars, and then they could eat them.
Or like a M&M.
Right, an M&M. Yeah. So and that's really good for a first time out. And then you just tell me which one of these plates is best, and then why. Tell me why it is. And then they started getting the quality thing and the condition thing and the way they're shaped thing. and then you relate it to the plates.
Cool.
And then the last one is they can not only recognize everything and then give reasons, but also they can say what happens if this was to go out in the field, what would happen? And that's pretty much it. Just a little at a time.
No, this is good. I think it can make it pretty fun.
Oh yeah, the candy thing is like, or cookies. Another one's cookies.
Right.
You can crack the cookies. You can break them a little bit,
Right.
and you can add maybe a couple of like, for instance, on the backside, you put a different colored, like for instance, the Oreos. Now they come in all kind of different like